So if you don't know, commissions are like the lifeblood for an artist, especially one who's doing freelance work or are in between jobs. Commissions are pivotal. And so I took a few years, maybe 1 year, let's be honest, 1 year off of commissions to focus on vending, and I decided to finally get back into commissions, and this is the video of me doing that commission. I had so much fun, and this is the first commission I've done in a year, and I'm excited. I'm a little excited. Did it in like 3 days. It took like 2 or 3 days to find the gig on Upwork. My commissioner wanted a drawing of Charlie from Hazbin Hotel at the fire pit that he had just visited to for his vacation. And I really wanted to be picked for this project because, like, one, I watched the whole first series and, like, oh my god, like, and I really enjoyed it. And secondly, I know how to draw in multiple styles. I can replicate them quickly, and I know how to just get it done fast. So I kind of feel like I was a perfect fit, and it worked out because I actually got chose. And I'm really happy because that was like my first commission ever on Upwork. So shout out to him. Like, thank you so much for commissioning me. I've been commissioned outside of Upwork, so that's why this is my first commission on Upwork, because it's hard to get commissions on Upwork. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if I'm the only one. And the fact that I have like 0 reviews on Upwork, so it really made me feel special that he chose me, so thank you. With that introduction out of the way, let's get started with the process I did for his commission. Since this was a 3-day commission, I thought we'd do it Zelda style. So on day 1, I pretty much threw all the reference images he gave me onto my canvas because I wanted to make sure I had an easy way to get to the reference images without having to go back and forth. He gave me his nice little photo of this camper he did and went camping. I don't know how to explain it because I'm not a camper, so like, anyway, he gave me this like nice image of a seat in front of a fire pit while he was camping, and so I decided to try to sketch that out as quickly as I could. Just initial sketches. It's not really like cemented in. This is just all rough and just trying to get a feel for what's going to be like on the page and on the final image. I just kind of felt like this is a really nice angle he chose. I really love how close he got to the fire, so I'm trying to figure out a way to like replicate that. How do I get that by also like kind of incorporating like Charlie, because the pose he chose, she's kind of like sitting onto the side because she's kind of like, you know, that girl. But literally I'm just trying to figure out a way to incorporate her into the seat a little better. Here I am kind of just rough sketching her in to see, just initially to see like her form, how she would look in these chairs and in these seats. And I kind of just wanted to figure out like, how can I get this like done so pretty looking, professionally looking, because one thing about me, I'm gonna make sure my commissions look good as they can be. I'm always a perfectionist. I'm always putting my whole foot into stuff. I just want to work really hard for the person who like commissions me, because they're like such sweethearts, and you know, they work so hard for their money, and to even like commission artists in this economy when they could have chose AI, chef's kiss, because they chose like to commission someone who isn't a robot, like to just do their work. So like literally I really appreciate when people commission like real artists, so shout out to him and all the other people who watch this or know others who do commissions like that and commission others. So shout out to y'all are the real ones. Anyway, I take my initial sketch of Charlie Morningstar. Is it Morningstar? I'm sorry if I got it wrong, but I take the initial sketch I did of Charlie and I start to like, you know, fill her in a little bit. I take a nice reference picture he sent me of her, and I actually decide to just start putting the full like details in as much as I can and getting her as perfect as possible, because at this point it feels like, why wouldn't I try and make her look as close to the image as possible, you know what I mean? So yeah, adding all the little details from the original reference photo and getting that done, and then not realizing that I needed to do the changes at this moment because I was just excited. But don't worry, I realized when it was time to like go back into the sketch phase again, like, all right, let's get that done. But I was excited, I can't lie to you. Like, I was just happy that, you know, I got chose for this gig because I just really like the show. The show is so nice, it's so cute, so adorable. I mean, I know it's based in like the underworld, but you know what? I vibe a little bit. You know, I vibe a little bit. On the second day, I decided to go take my initial sketch, you know, clean up any issues I had, of course, and go look at the sketch that my client did and then make the changes. For him, he wanted Charlie to be in a hoodie jacket, and he wanted to be a few symbols on the jacket as well from the top of it, like on the chest and on the shoulder. Or is it a shoulder? I think it is a shoulder, or is it perhaps the arm? He also wanted her to have a hat as well as a knife and some other things, so I made sure to get that done pretty fast and to be quick with it. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so when I realized I couldn't get that knife right, I was just like, okay, just let's do some sketches of knives. At this point, I didn't realize that he had another like reference image for like how the knife should look, so I'm going to be doing this knife over again because I realized that the third reference image had it. Like, I've been a little bit out of practice. Like, this is probably the image. You see the image right here on the knife. Like, you see the knife image, like, literally. But I've been a little bit out of practice for, like, I don't know, a year, as we have stated and talked about. And I felt like I just need to get back into it. You know, remember who I am. You know, I'm that girl. I'm that artist. You know, whatever. And I need to stand on business and get my work done. And I felt like this is the perfect opportunity. As an artist, I'm always doing like business commissions where they're like, oh, I need this in like overnight, or I need this in a week, or I need this in 6 months, and I need a logo, and I need a website, or I need a t-shirt design, or whatever else they need. And I can't lie to you, those jobs are really stressful sometimes, because it's like you don't know who you're going to be working with, you don't know the kind of client you're going to be working with, because some clients can be mean. Luckily, this client that is working with me today, he's such a sweetheart. He's so nice and kind. Like, oh my god, I love the energy he gave to this project. Like, yes, 1,000 times yes. But with like business projects, sometimes it can be stressful because you don't know who you're working with, as well as there's a lot of there's a lot of hours spent in it too. So when I'm working on a passion project that's like fan art or somebody's character that they already like worked on, and it's like their baby, or you know, their special character, it feels nice because it's like I'm here with you, we vibing together. Like, I'm gonna bring this character to life for you, and you know, we vibing. So for me, I felt really happy with this commission. And it's hard to explain because when you're like constantly working on like hardcore projects, like I need this by tomorrow, it's so hard. It feels so corporate. And when you feel a little bit of like life into like commissions that are just fun and free and kind of relaxing. I mean, to be fair, I did this in 3 days, so this was not relaxing, but at the same time it was, because I was putting my whole heart and soul in this. You do not understand. I was working day and night making sure I stood on business, making sure I was still communicative with my client, because you always want to do that. Also, if you are not already, you should totally subscribe to my channel right now. It helps me out in the long run, and we can be besties. So you should also subscribe, because I'll be making a video on commissions, and I'll be telling you the ins and outs on how to get your own commissions, from whether they're like fan art commissions or to big business commissions, and even talking about contracts and stuff. So if you want that, go ahead and hit the subscribe, go ahead and hit like, drop a comment you want that or not. Perhaps you can help me out with what you want to see on this channel, because I'm always here to listen, because I want to bring you guys the best content I can. So anyway, back to the video. I just felt nice and happy about this commission. It brightened my day. I was just so excited. I was like, look at God blessing me with this commission. Like, oh my God, I was so happy. I was just so excited. But anyway, we're in our lining phase. We're in our lining phase, girlies, like, yes, and guysies. And themsies. So we are literally lining out Charlie Morningstar, the beautiful girl who's in the woods now, and she's just vibing with her hat. I'm trying to make her look like, this is the thing, I love a good line. They're tedious, but once you know how to line, that's just gonna be the best thing ever, because when you start lining and it look good, you could just print that out and it becomes a coloring sheet for somebody, which I really should make my coloring pages and make a book in the future. Anyway, I start coloring her with off colors, because there's nothing worse than trying to like color like maybe a white t-shirt on a white background and you miss a bunch of spaces. It looks unprofessional at least, or at least not cleaned up, and I don't want to do that. If my client is putting so much time and effort to hire me, I want to make sure I stand on business and make sure that looks pristine and clean, like Mr. Clean, with the little ball sound effect for Mr. Clean, because I'm gonna stand on business every time. I'm sorry. Anyway, I keep coloring, and I'm actually really digging the colors that he chose, because I was scared. I was thinking about making her jacket gray, because there's a rule that I was told by some of the students at my college while I was there, that you're never supposed to use full black. You're never supposed to use the purest black. You're supposed to use a little bit of an off black. And I felt like, yeah, I could see why, but sometimes, you know, I like to bend the rules. I'm that kind of girly. I'm gonna bend the rule a little bit in the name of art and creativity, you know? Stand on what my client wanted, and he wanted all black, and you know what? He stood on business, because the color palettes he chose, he ate that up. I love it. It's cute. It's real cute, and I'm glad I just stuck to what he wanted instead of just going with gray, because to be honest, Charlie in the TV show uses plain blacks, full blacks, and a lot of colorizations instead of just the lines. So I really appreciate that he wanted that, and because it looks good. Anyway, final day. I was stressed because I feel like I'm never the best at backgrounds, because I like study so hard for characters. First of all, I studied so hard for animation. Then I went to characters and illustration. But I never really got to study backgrounds as much as I really wanted. Even though I've done a few backgrounds, I just felt like I just felt like I wasn't. That doubt set in. I gotta be honest. The anxiety, the doubt set in, but I stood on business because I worked so fast on day 1 and 2. I'm gonna make sure I stay fast on day 3. Stay consistent, you know? So I kind of roughed in the sketches, did a few little different variations for the trees in the background, try to block it in. Remember what my teacher taught me when I was a college student. When I was a college student, and he taught me about how backgrounds are broken up into 3 different sections. You got the background, the midground, and the foreground. And so you have the background that is more like light and the foreground that is more deep. For this specific like illustration, I was kind of just like, okay, we'll have a little trees in the background be very light, but most of the trees in the middle ground are going to be regular colored, because we need something to help balance this picture, of course. Anyway, I was putting my whole like work into this. I was stressed. Like, I think I spent 10 hours. Did I spend 10 hours? I definitely spent more hours on the background than I did for the character sketch and the line and color, because I felt like, 1, I need to learn this more and be more comfortable with it, but 2, like, I need to stand on business and get it done. And here where I am right now, creating a brush, literally creating a brush from scratch of a leaf, or what's it called, a maple leaf, and just putting it all over the floor and getting that done just to quicken the process. If you need a video on how to make your own Photoshop brushes, I would be so happy to make you a video of whatever you want. If you are like interested in learning about how to make bushes or maybe leaves for a tree or a lot of different brushes, just let me know in the comment section. And in fact, if more people are saying they want that, then I'll make a video on that, as well as perhaps giving this maple leaf brush out for free, and you guys can like join it and join my mailing list to get it. Right now I'm just kind of throwing on some lines on the trees, kind of making it look a little spooky. It's kind of giving like kind of couture kind of fashion couture for these trees. I'm just kidding. It's kind of giving what is that guy's name? I can't remember his name, but he made Powerpuff Girls, and it makes me think of him, even though that's not what I was thinking of when I drew him. But looking at it now, I'm like, it makes me think of that. But anyway, I'm pretty much just getting my background done, adding some different like colorizations for the fire, figuring out if I wanted to invert the colors of the flames or just keep them like the same, because I don't know, I just think that way. I don't know why I do, but I do. So anyway, I'm just pretty much like going through the motions, trying to get it done. I fought hard for this tree. I fought hard for this chair, by the way, that I'm drawing right now, because I felt like I really want something that looks good and not just cheaply thrown together. You know, he paid good money, of course, and I want to make sure he gets the bang for his buck. and I felt like I want to stand on business, so I did a lot of work on this little like chair to make sure it looks perspectively good. Oh my god, I was stressed. I was a little stressed. I was like, okay, let's just stand on business. Let's just get this done and like throw the chair back in there. I don't know. But anyway, at this point, I'm pretty much done with the illustration. I'm putting in the finishing touches, making sure that everything looks good and make sure that I didn't forget anything, and making sure that I, you know, can present this in a way that feels like, I don't know, like I stood on business, because I did. But anyway, as I'm going through the colorizations for this piece, I like to say thank you so much for everyone who like watches my videos, stops by, comments, shares it. Like, y'all really are the real ones. I am a small artist for now, and I'm really just trying to vibe and try my best in this world. I don't know how to explain it to you. I really want to post a video on commissions. I really want to post a video on some other topics, but I'm also open to, you know, suggestions. But I also want to do some storytelling. Like, I can't lie, I want to do some storytelling on my channel, and I want to stand on business with that. But I'm also just like, I want to be perfect, and that's not possible, and perfection is a lie. It's like the death of creativity when you're trying to be so perfect, because it's not real. But anyway, I got my commissioned all pulled together, did some different colorizations. That was me screenshotting the image, so he will get like a reference as to what I'm doing. He also asked me to change the leaves to less colorful, which I also agreed with doing. Like, literally, I thought the same thing before I sent it to him, but I forgot. So like, props to him for reminding me, because I was just trying to get like the leaves done. And so this is pretty much the final illustration. I went through so many different variations, and I'm really proud of it. I can't lie, even though I felt like so unsure about my backgrounds. Like, I felt like the anxiety hitting me pretty hard about it, and I didn't feel good enough. But I feel like I pulled through, and I'm really excited about it, because it looks kind of like it fits her a little bit. Like, it's kind of cartoony, kind of Powerpuff Girls-esque kind of background, I don't know, and it just made my day. So anyway, he placed this on his wall. Here's a picture of his wall and his vacation wall. Like, my goodness, like, first of all, the wall looks amazing. Look at that hat. Look at the decoration. It's giving a good time, okay? It's giving he did that. You know, he did that, and he did that well, okay? And I'm just really happy with how it looks on his wall. It just looks so nice and cute and profesh. Like, it looks like she literally jumped out of the Hazbin Hotel universe. And I don't know, I feel proud that I did that. So anyway, if you like this video, let me know in the comment section. I would really love to know your thoughts and like opinions on my work. If you have any suggestions for future videos, I'd appreciate it. And if you could just have a good day, that would make my day, because I feel like if we share the happiness, I feel like it's gonna be a good day. Anyway, have a good day. I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll see you guys the next time. Bye.